What are we all missing right now, because it gets overshadowed by coronavirus news? There's a shady law trying to get rid of encryption. The last Ebola patient was discharged in DRC. Virginia lawmakers have passed a bill that would see insulin prices capped at $50 per month, potentially making the state the third to set limits on the cost of the life-saving medication. Cairo is flooding because of a thunderstorm. Utilities have been off all day today. People's homes have been flooded, sewers are overflowing and there are injuries, possibly deaths. Not to mention the property damage in the millions racking up to private and public property. Cairo floods every winter due to lack of proper infrastructure, but this storm is severe. Parts of Africa and South Asia are having their crops decimated by a massive locust swarm, and it's estimated to impact the food security for about 20 million people. Didn't Epstein's bank account just quietly shuffle away another 50 million? Not as important as a lot of other issues, but the whole Epstein thing has really fallen out of the news cycle. Congress is attempting to pass a law that will effectively end end-to-end encryption on communication platforms. Oil price war between Russia and Saudi Arabia. Don't know much about it, but my jaw just about dropped on my way home from a semi-remote vacation and saw that gas was almost down to $1.90 a gallon in our city. Think they had oil going for like $30 a barrel or something. Kim Jong-un trying to get the attention back by letting off fireworks in his garden again. There's a plague of locusts about to tear through Africa. Harvey Weinstein was found guilty and will die in jail. Arguably the best women's basketball player, Maya Moore, has not played the last couple of seasons because she wanted to focus on trying to release an innocent man from being wrongly accused. A couple of weeks ago she succeeded in that and he was released. Johnny Depp is suing The Sun. Edit, as someone said in the comments, The Sun is a shitty newspaper in the UK. I almost didn't edit this because the replies have been hilarious, but I feel I probably should. LOL. Russian parliament passed a reform allowing Putin to stay president until 2036. Putin is becoming lifetime ruler of Russia. The second person in the world has been cured of HIV. There's solid proof that the elected Colombian president campaigned with narco-traffic money. Most likely they bought the presidency for him. Ethiopia is facing mass starvation due to swarms of locusts the size of cities. I know it's pretty obvious, but the Hong Kong protests. Also Australia, after over 250 days is no longer on fire. Russians killed 36 Turkish soldiers in Syria. All-out war between Turkey and Syria. A oil price war between Saudi Arabia and Russia. A refugee crisis in Greece and border fights between the Greek and Turkish police. 2 American and 1 British soldiers were killed in Iraq. The US is currently responding with massive airstrikes. Ceasefire in Syria. Ceasefire means a rearmament because the rebels and SAA have lost a huge amount of people and material in the last few weeks. Putin becoming leader for life. A cow apparently avoided the police for 2 months in Florida. I managed to bench a 100 kilograms, quite impressive if I say so myself. Basically everybody is using this virus because all the attention is on this thing. That one bill against TikTok on government devices. Oh yeah, an asteroid is said to fly by Earth. Harvey Weinstein rushed to hospital with chest pains. 1. Oil price war between Saudi Arabia and Russia. Arguably the bigger impact on stock markets. The biggest drop in oil prices since the Gulf War and a similar strategy to what eventually brought down the Soviet Union. Trump spoke with MBs before the decision was made, so it's unlikely they acted without approval. ESP with the Saudis rounding up some princes for allegedly plotting a coup. Potential targets, Iran and Venezuela. 2. Greek-Turkish border skirmishes over migrants. 3. Brazil removing all its diplomats from Venezuela where there have been military tensions in past year. The high-profile pedo ring busts. GOP Senate crossed aisle to rebuke Betsy DeVos for collecting on student loans that were supposed to be forgiven. They went against Trump's rich buddy. She's still in her position though, despite the corruption. Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing New Horizons are coming out on the 20th. The Olympics are happening in Tokyo 2020. For me, life to be honest, I work in IT, so all I have been doing is setting people up with being able to work from home. Meanwhile, people in my department are calling in sick, so it adds extra pressure, along with constantly wondering if you're coming down with something. It's not being overlooked, but Magic Johnson overcame HIV. And Ozzy Osbourne has definitely survived eating bats. These are the people we need answers from. Well, there's 30 active serial killers in the US right now. Reauthorization of the Patriot Act, or laughingly the Freedom Act. It's kind of related to coronavirus, but I am a physician in one of the US communities currently experiencing a sharp increase in COVID-19 cases. Our local blood supply has reached critical levels due to many cancelled blood drives, as well as cancellations by regular donors who are trying to practice social distancing. Unfortunately, our blood product needs in the hospitals don't stop at this time. We still have many critically ill patients, bone marrow transplant, open heart surgery, etc., who need blood, and especially platelets. If you are young and healthy in a community impacted by COVID-19, please consider visiting your local blood center to donate, especially if you are type O or AB, or can donate platelets. Even if you are in a community not yet hit by the virus, consider donating, as many blood centers are part of a national network that can share products. The risk of getting or spreading the virus in this setting is relatively low, but you will be helping save someone's life. This is a small thing you can do right now to truly help someone in need. Longtime Reddit lurker, but created an account to bring awareness to this, as I have not seen a lot of attention either on Reddit or in the news. Please help spread the word.